That's what you like to see.
Ives Films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream and more to your seat. Find out more at eclipsecinemas.com.
It is time to join our man at the cinema, Colin McFadden, with the very latest from Eclipse Cinemas up there in Bundoran. You're looking a bit peckish today.
Yes, it's all about the Hunger Games.
Oh.
You've never walked past a pun, have you? But it's not even all about that, because we've so many movies this week. We have at least 5 ones that are coming out over this weekend, with another one on Wednesday and a massive one next Friday. So loads of movies. And of course, when there's loads of movies, I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of them, but I've watched an hour of one of them, but we'll get to that. But I think the most famous of all of them is The Hunger Games. It's called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, people will cast your mind back. It's 11 years ago, Shamey. It's 11 years when Hunger Games burst on the scene. And we were in a trend at the time. In the way that all the superhero movies now, there was all these sort of teen stroke adult shows coming on from Harry Potter. We Twilight, we at the Hunger Games, the Maze Runner. And I thought of those, not counting Harry Potter. I always thought this was the standout show because it was really clever. Jennifer Lawrence was already kind of doing well, but this really made her a star. And like, she was head and shoulders as an actress above all the others. And the story was fascinating. It had loads of action, loads of intrigue, loads of kind of soppy love triangle for the teen audience. And as well, it was quite political in its own way. Now, 10 years later, we get the prequel, which is going to show us how the Hunger Games was set up in the first place. So
it's going to the all right. It's going back.
It's before. If you remember, Donald Sutherland was the bad guy in it. This is going to show the young Donald Sutherland, his character, President Snow, although he's obviously just Mr. Snow in this case. Anyway, let's play the clip.
What are the Hunger Games for?
Are you coming to the tree?
The Hunger Games, they're to punish the districts. Those tributes don't have a choice.
Your role is to turn these children into spectacles, not survivors.
So we both be free.
We're live! Smile. It's why we have teeth.
Imagine it was your name that they bought.
Oh, how can I win? So Snow is the Donald Sutherland character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's him as a young guy, where he's playing the Woody Harrelson one for the early one, the person who helps the people who are in the battle. And a lot of people there will recognize the voice of Peter Dinklage, who of course is in Game of Thrones. It's a great voice. And it is a really good cast, loads of interesting people, including the new heroine is a woman called Rachel Ziegler, who's going to be the new Snow White. And she was absolutely brilliant as Maria in West Side Story that was out there recently. Now, will it have the same impact? Does it have the same effect on 14-year-olds now? Do they know about Hunger Games? I'm not so sure, but I'm really curious to find out, because I always love the world, and it kind of ties in nicely with a movie that's coming out next week as well, Napoleon. In that, the difference between one of the cool things about the Hunger Games is always the design, that the wealthy people in the capital had such outlandish fashion and style and clothes and makeup, and they just gorged their faces on food, while all the people in the outer districts were starving. It was always a rich against poor. There was always a lot more to it. I hope it captures that, and maybe we'll get a few more movies, whether it'll be like the Fantastic Beast, like the first movie, which really drew us back into the world, or it'll be like Fantastic Beast, the third movie, which was rubbish. Only time will tell.
Because I really enjoyed the Hunger Games and the whole sequences, and then I think this is film 5, is it?
It's film 5, because they split the last one up into 2 films. And weirdly, I read all the books too. Weirdly, I always thought the films of the last 2 was better than the book, which is a very unusual situation. It was always, I'm glad you agree, it was always a step above. I'm hoping this one works too, and it opens tomorrow.
Okay, we're back into horror. Thanksgiving. They love this, don't they? The Yanks love this.
I watched this trailer with a colleague of mine, Linda, who loves horror, and straight away she just went, oh my God, I can't wait to see it. And all I could think is, Shamey would hate this. He would even hate the trailer. I don't know if you looked at the trailer.
You watched it, yeah. Of course, I always watch the trailers.
You'd hate it. So This is what you call an old school slasher. It's Thanksgiving. Suddenly there's this guy who's dressed up as an old like pilgrim, a Puritan pilgrim from the 16th century, going after all these young people. And of course, it's not just enough to kill them. He has to kill them with Thanksgiving style weapons, right? So already people know I'm totally into this or I'm not into it at all. It's got really good reviews because I think it is one of those things. It does what it says in the tin. It's a scary movie for November. And also, what's unusual about it is it came out of a joke. It was made as a joke trailer in a Quentin Tarantino movie a couple of years ago. And then they sat around afterwards having a beer and went, you know what? Maybe we should make that movie, even though it was a joke. So it's John Carver is the bad guy. So if you like Friday the 13th, if you like Scream, if you like Freddy, all of those sort of movies, this is right.
The guy is Eddie. Is it Eddie Roth or the producer or something? And
Eli Roth. Yeah,
Eli Roth. Sorry, and I was watching an interview with him,
Yep.
and he said, and all he said was in the interview, they just wanted me to make a movie where how many different ways could I kill somebody?
Yeah.
That's
it. He made a series of movies called Hostel before, like as in the hotel. Yes, and so if you like this, it's going to be gruesome stuff. Like he does. This is hardcore, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun for those who like it.
All right. Okay. Good.
Not you.
Right. Right. This looks like the movie for me. Saltburn. This has an Irish connection to Barry Keoghan back on the screen.
Barry Keoghan in it.
It looks great.
This is the one I saw the first hour of. Watch this. I watched this morning, and then I had to
disappoint me. I thought it looks great. Is it?
No,
great?
I didn't switch it off for that reason. It is really good, but I don't mean this as a compliment. It's a hard watch. So Barry Keoghan is a young guy from Liverpool who is from the wrong side of the tracks, but he gets a scholarship to Oxford or Cambridge, and he's trying really hard to fit in, but he doesn't really fit in. He's not good enough to be in with his own people, and the posh people have no time for him. But yet, all of a sudden, he's kind of adopted by this really good-looking rich guy who starts to look after him and decides he's going to bring him home for the holidays. Now, those of us of a certain age will remember Brideshead
Revisited.
And they are nodding their hat. They even say at this, they talk about the book in it, and it's kind of like a twisted, flipped version of Brideshead Revisited, which had its own bit of twist in it. And they arrive into these beautiful, glamorous people with this amazing house and incredible wealth, and they are the worst people in the world while not realizing they are. They're just casual cruelty. And like, as someone, one of my things, like, the way you don't like horror, I find cringe stuff hard. I found Ricky Gervais's Office hard, right?
Yeah, I couldn't watch that.
Even though I could see that was really good. This I found because the people, as they're talking, they're just so dismissive of the poor, and they're so patronizing to him. And you're just going, oh, don't go in there. Don't go for the girl. She's clearly using you. All that sort of stuff. But it's really good. And Barry Keoghan is so good. He doesn't even have to say anything. And those of you who saw Banshees of Inisherin, where he was kind of gearing himself up to ask an orca question, and you're going, oh, please don't ask the question. You know the answer. There's a lot of that acting. There's a lot of that acting in it. He's so good. He's so good. Great. So I can't wait. Hopefully this evening, I'm going to nip back down to the cinema and watch the second hour. And that's out tomorrow too.
Is that out tomorrow, is it? It is indeed.
So Brideshead Revisited is good. Brideshead Revisited meets The Crown, especially anybody who's looked forward to The Crown. If they've seen the bit where Margaret Thatcher joins the royal family and doesn't fit in, cringe. That's what this movie is.
Okay. Right. Now you've got a couple of movies coming in. A Ukrainian movie, License for Love.
License to Love. License. Oh, yeah. So what I do love is a cheesy romantic comedy. You wouldn't think it for the other stuff I go on about, but I do. And here's the story. This couple are getting divorced, but they have a joint bank account, and it says in their marriage contract or whatever that they would spend it together on a trip to Europe. They say, right, we're going to get divorced, but they can't decide who had the money, so they decide to go on holidays together to kind of celebrate their divorce from each other. What's going to happen? I think we might know, but it looks quite funny and cute and quite quirky. But I love watching languages and movies from different cultures, so it's in Ukrainian with subtitles, and I'm hoping to get to see that this weekend. And an Indian movie as well, which is a big, epic gangster movie. The only thing with these ones, they're about 4 hours long. I don't always get to see them, but I love
them. Is there going to be singing in it?
There's always singing it.
Singing.
It's brilliant. There's always a song in it. I don't know. Like, I love the Killers of the Flower Moon, as you know. I love Godfather and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes I think if they did a dance, maybe it would have been better. So again, something for everyone this weekend.
Okay. Missed It Monday. It's back. The creator.
It's the creator. Both of
Yeah.
us saw. I really liked it. I know
I
you
liked
liked
it.
it too. I know your son really, really enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
smart, grown-up sci-fi for everyone. That's a really good one. And then we've
Okay.
Napoleon from Wednesday, but we're going to talk about that more next week.
Bonaparte. Okay. Might dress up for that. Okay. That's
Absolutely.
movies. Enjoy the movies all this week. That's Toddy on the movies and all at Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. We're back next Thursday.
Bye.
Films with